that the wonderful inputs that are going to be made today and tomorrow, they must really inform our thinking as the provincial government, so that we will understand better what the people of KwaZulu-Natal wants and do exactly what the people of KwaZulu-Natal and business wants. When we work together, we will be able to transform these assets into viable spaces that will contribute to the province's long-term urban renewal and economic growth. The 2025 KwaZulu-Natal Property Management Conference theme is Build KwaZulu-Natal Better. It is the fact that abandoned buildings in KwaZulu-Natal present significant challenges, especially with an impact on crime rates, safety, property values, and the provincial economy. Notable, such neglected structures often become hotspots for illegal activities, including squatting, vandalism, and drug use, thereby compromising community safety. We should clean up our backyard because the presence of derelict buildings can lead to a decline in the surrounding property values, deterring potential investors and residents. We should ensure that such properties do not contribute to urban decay, diminishing the attractiveness of areas for business and tourism, which adversely affect the local economy. It is my submission that we should strategically leverage public-private partnership so that we can address these challenges. We should focus on revitalization through the PPPs, combining public resources with private sector expertise and funding. The National Treasurer is enhancing the PPP regulatory framework to facilitate private investment in public infrastructure projects. Additional to that, the National Treasurer is developing a blended finance risk sharing platform, including a credit guarantee vehicle expected to be operational by the end of 2025 to actually de-risk public sector projects for private developers and lenders. By implementing these strategies, KwaZulu-Natal aims to transform abandoned buildings into productive assets, enhancing safety, boosting property values, and stimulating economic growth. In fact, I was quite humbled when I heard the Honorable MEC for Public Works and Infrastructure in our province in one of our Executive Council meetings. In fact, being categorical in that they are already auditing all the abandoned or unused government buildings for the sake of them either being given for business, given out for business, or for our people who may seek to use them for the benefit of everyone in our province. And to also ensure that they are not available to the criminals for the criminal activities. Really, that vision of our MEC, I think, is the one that brought us together here today. And what is more important is that he did not only talk about it or speak about it, but he became pragmatic. That is why even today you are here. Because it's always important that we must walk the talk, not only talk the walk. One of the lessons of this land audit was the need to better coordinate government-wide data management, human capacity, and organizational and technological resources in land management. It also identified areas of land tenure legislation that need urgent attention. We are at a conference which seeks to address some of these current challenges and to foster opportunities for new investment, collaboration, and new learning among players in the sector. What is heart-touching to me is that we are not walking this journey alone, but you are here to walk with us this important journey. And that is very important, because no journey must be walked by any government without the people who are living in that government, so that they shape the views, they shape the wisdom, they point to a right direction. Osakhulu makhosi eNdlunkulu ngoba sengiyambona indaba ezithi inkosi mangibheka ngapha ukuthi ngingakhuleki emakhosini aseNdlunkulu inkosi kakhulu makhosi aseNdlunkulu. One of the concerns highlighted by our public works and infrastructure, the state of unutilized, abandoned, and problematic buildings, as I've already mentioned. This has become a pressing issue, as these have become a dens for criminal activities, and general urban decay. We would like to assure investors that both the department and the city of eThekwini have prioritized this matter as part of the effort to attract investment and ultimately to help grow our province's socio-economic trajectory. This is the assurance given during the recently held construction industry anti-crime conference last year. We congratulate both the eThekwini municipality and the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure for taking back abandoned buildings with the purpose of repurposing them to address housing and student accommodation. The partnership with the services sector and property practitioner regulatory authority to implement a 12-month leadership program for 800 youth in the real estate sector will bring in the energy of young people into the sector. And we really also congratulate you for that quite tragic occasion. Our Black Industrialist Fund support project starts at 20 million to 100 million for entrepreneurs in sectors such as property, retail, and manufacturing. Over 1,000 small, medium, and micro enterprises are supported through a special funding of 150 million throughout our province. The province had undertaken to release land at the disposal of the state for site and service to afford a household the opportunity to build and own their own homes to enhance people's housing process. Releasing land at the disposal of the state for site and service to afford household the opportunity to build and own their own home will enhance people's housing process. The continued provision of basic services such as electricity, water, sanitation, transportation, and ICT for the poor continues, underpinned by integrated spatial transformation and human settlement development. And I'm happy, Honorable Minister, that your efforts are a walking evidence, in fact, or testimony, that the call by the President to have South Africa, which is a construction site, is realized. I know that I was appointed by the President of the country in a committee where you are a secretary, and I listened quite carefully on the vision that our government has for the future of this province, turning South Africa to a construction site. And what is more important is the interest then of the people who are living in KwaZulu-Natal and other parts of the country, that they are prioritized in terms of participating in the process of turning South Africa to a construction site. We are working with national government to address the title deed backlog, along with associated institutional and capacity gaps, to ensure that the transfer of the deeds is speeded up through the title deeds restoration program. These are programs that unlock activity in the property sector. Our province made a commitment that each one of us in government and business are committed to play our part in fostering an environment of sustainable growth and to support the implementation of catalytic projects identified at our investment conference. I know that some who were part of that investment were delighted by the revelation of an investment of almost 90 billion in our province, which is quite a very